All right, so we have arrived on site. We are starting to set up one individual tent, and this is going to be the backdrop for the team photo. You always want to have something with no cars or no distractions in the back. Unfortunately, the kids you can see my shadow, and the kids are going to get blinded for a little bit. It's not ideal, but it's the best situation here because I'll pan around and you'll see a beautiful, cool playground and then the rest of the fields where they'll be playing. So that is why we're setting up over here. We'll be shooting in this direction. We'll wrap the tent with 3 sides. I'll show you how that's going to look in just a moment. Okay, so this is a 10 by 30 heavy duty tarp that we're setting up. We want to set it up on the outside of the legs and then hook it on the inside with little bungee cords. Now David is screwing in the screw dogs to be able to anchor the tent down just in case of wind. Even though today is going to be very calm, this is a security precaution for us. And so what just happened there is David found some soft ground, and so you just got to feel around and find a new spot. Okay, so this is the inside of the tent. So inside of the tent, you can see we are anchoring everything in. You can see it's on the outside as well. That way, when the wind blows, it doesn't blow in on the player. And they're just being anchored up here in the corners. So everything is covered up. So this is what we're looking at right here. Clamp it on the sides. It cleans it up real nice. Andrea's doing a great job here. David is making sure that he gets everything anchored in so no stray sunlight comes in, and we're good. Okay, so this is a simple team setup. I haven't put the camera on here yet, but as you can see, we try to line up the 2 lights here. Now I've put these little socks on them. What this will do is it'll soften the light a little bit, but it's not an umbrella that'll catch wind and fall over every 5 minutes. This is important. If we put umbrellas on this, they will fall over, they will break. All right. It's very simple, straightforward. And as you can see, they're pretty close together. And then you've got them plugged in on the bottom there, right next to the tripod. I'll show you that in just a minute. So Andrea's taking a photo using capture, and now he is checked in and we're ready to take his photo. So what I'm telling the kids here to do is to stand shoulder to shoulder in a straight line for me so that I can see who's tallest and who's shortest. Now with this team, you're going to notice that there's going to be 3 out of the 7 kids that are definitely taller. So what I'm doing here is I'm lining them up, and I'm going to kind of coordinate everybody.
Oh, we got to do this for video. So since we're doing 7 players, we want to have more people in the front than in the back.
So with that, we're going to choose the 3 taller kids to stand in the back and the 4 shortest in the front. Now what I'm doing is I'm turning them so the tallest of the kids in the row are in the center. It creates a crown and it makes for a more pleasing photo.
In the front row, we're going to put our right knee on the ground. Kneel down.
I'm telling them now, everybody put your right knee on the ground.
Your other right knee.
Sometimes they have a hard time figuring out their left from their right.
All right.
I'm trying to have their feet all be in a line and get them all to sit up tall. A lot of kids, like the one on the right, he likes to kind of squish down and sit on his butt. Now I'm getting the kids in the back, in between the gaps of the other players. they're going to stand,
Players in the front row.
and the coach can be off to the right.
Right hand behind your back. Left hand on your knee. Right.
I'm now telling them to put their left hand on their knee and their right hand behind their back, not leaning over, but the hand on the knee so that they sit up tall and straight.
Players in the back. We're going to take our hands.
I'm telling the kids in the back to put their hands in the small of their back, and then the coach to cross their arms.
How's this?
That's great.
Coaches like this, they think it's fun.
I was about to say
Dead.
that.
He always is.
I needed to do a couple of adjustments.
All right, we're gonna look right here. We're gonna take a couple shots of this camera and then with the
And I was
other
doing a
one,
few
okay?
tests with multiple cameras.
Everybody look right
But
here.
with it, I'm photographing them.
3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just making sure that both flashes were going off. Just testing those. And then I come through with my backup camera that I was doing some tests with and shooting with that.
1, 2. Oh, it's freaking out because of the heat.
It had been sitting out in the hot sun,
If
so
the
it
cameras ever
overheated
error
for a
out, you
second.
just got to pop the battery out, pop it back
That ever
in,
happens,
and turn it back on.
pop the battery out and put it back in, and it'll restart.
All right, boys, look right here. 3, 2, 1, 2, 1 more. All right, guys, thank you so much. All right, and that's it.
Good job, boys.